Andrea Johnson has dragged Bheki Cele into Madlanga hell with her with a shocking testimony. Watch till the end and see what happened, and please don't forget to subscribe for more updates like this.
To purchase resources for the PKTT. So those are the four that I have managed to pick up. I think at the ad hoc, you indicated there were 6 independent investigations. Do you recall that?
Yes.
What are the other 2, and what are they based on? If not on the supplementaries that we have at CJC 394.
So how I understand them, was the Lushaba matter, which is in court, falls under Valeria docket. Then we have the Mokwele matter under the Brooklyn 542. Then there's the General Skumalo and General Madondo matter, Brooklyn 543.
Okay.
And then there's the Langlaagte matter, which we had yesterday.
Yes.
And that the other matters that would have been looked at would have fallen within the inquiry. So in terms of the matters they were looking at, it was the housebreaking, it was vetting, it was housebreaking, it was appointment, it was vetting, appointment again, it was forklift. I know that I am missing one. So just give me a moment. I am missing one.
Okay, take your time.
I am missing one. And because I also asked for this breakdown, Chair and Commissioners, from the team on Friday, for me to have clarity, simply because I'm not involved directly in the investigations, how those investigations work. And the last one was the alleged manipulation of the procurement processes.
Is the manipulation of procurement processes didn't we agree that's the Langlaagte one?
Yes, so what they've done in Langlaagte, from what I understood, they would perhaps be able to explain better, is Langlaagte looked at forklifts and procurement. That would be 2. And then there's the other matters that I have given you. They didn't have, it's 4 files.
Yes.
Langlaagte has forklift and contracts. And the one matter that we did give as well, that wasn't Langlaagte, yes, that makes it 6, is the matter we disclosed on Sunday evening, Chair, where we indicated it is still under consideration, but it does deal with appointments and vetting. That matter is still under investigation. That would then make those matters 6.
Okay. Please turn to file 2, page 512, a document that we've all become fairly familiar with. That is 512, file 2. That would be Mr. Adams' section 27 referral. Paragraph 5. Page 514, Mr. Adams states that he suspects that some funds became taken unlawfully from the secret fund and given to Police Minister Bheki Cele. Then the next allegation is the former police minister was also involved in appointing General Khumalo as the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence without an interview process and without Khumalo having worked as a senior manager in crime intelligence. So I read that to be two complaints. For my current purposes, I'm interested in the second, which really relates to how General Khumalo was appointed as the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence by the former police minister. And I'll stop there. The second complaint is, as I've just summarized it, and that particular issue, we don't have a supplementary affidavit to provide any further detail. As paragraph 5 is currently worded, how does that bring the matter within the mandate of IDAC? The fact that the former police minister appointed General Khumalo as the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence without an interview process and without General Khumalo having worked as a senior police manager in crime intelligence.
I know that commissioners will correct me if yesterday I think I did recollect touching on it and indicating that this would become one of those matters where, with regards vetting and appointment, the matter would have to, it doesn't fall within the mandate, and the matter would have to be dealt with as we discussed, commissioners, with the Mokwele matter, the standing order, and a recommendation of what must happen with that. And I said in a similar vein that that must happen then with the Langlaagte matter with regards to the forklift. I just have to say here, I don't have an official position, but what I must do responsibly in a handover is write these up before the end of this week. I'm not sure who would act in that position, but write these up, summarize my point of view as conveyed to the Commission with what I conveyed should happen, and have that matter then escalated to the acting and copied to the National Director, because that would be the only safeguard I have, commissioners, for them to then deal with the matters as we have now resolved.
Okay, but just for our purposes, what's set out in paragraph 5 does not relate to vetting. It's a slightly different issue. It's his appointment generally as the divisional head of crime intelligence. That is the complaint. And that is the one that you, as couched, you would say IDAC would not have mandate over.
Correct.
Staying with with file 9.
Staying with paragraph 5. Good morning.
Good morning.
The first part of that paragraph 5, the suspicion of funds being unlawfully taken from the secret fund to former Minister Bheki Cele, it seems to me that out of this whole affidavit, this would be the one that obviously would fall within the mandate of IDAC to investigate.
Correct.
You accept that?
I accept that.
Okay. Was anything done about it? Was any further statements taken? Was any investigation initiated on this allegation?
Commissioner Baloy, I am not sure how far the investigation team has gone or what they would have done in relation to this matter.
But you would know if an investigation was conducted. I mean, you know about the others.
Yes.
Something was done and they've been classified into 6 legs that you can speak to.
Correct.
It's fair to say you would know if there was an investigation into this as part of the briefings that you're getting arising from this section 27.
Correct. And I didn't receive a briefing on this.
And so until there is evidence that there was an investigation, it is fair to surmise that nothing came out of this.
I have nothing to gainsay your proposition.
Yes. Now, directing this to you, you've seen this affidavit, this section 27. You've told us it came to you. When you realize, you familiarized yourself with this and you were satisfied, as you have told us, that there was a case to be investigated further. When you see this, do you not ask, don't you say to them, what is happening about that allegation about Minister Cele? How come I'm not hearing anything about it?
Commissioner, I know that in the section 2813,
yes,
that would have been one of the matters as they were broken up and authorized. So I didn't ask questions about how far they were with each investigation. They presented each leg of investigation as they got to their completion. I didn't specifically ask about this, but I do know it forms part of the authorization of the investigation.
You see, it's the one allegation that I would have expected or thought it would catch your attention, because it is the most serious of the allegations, but more importantly, it is the one allegation that squarely falls within your mandate, and yet you went on, your investigators, but including you, because you were getting briefings, you signed off on a prosecution memorandum, you signed off on whatever was happening, the formal steps that needed to be taken, but the one allegation in this affidavit that falls squarely within your mandate, or would fall within your mandate if there is any merit to it, it's quite curious that it is the one that you don't get involved with, that you are unable to speak to, that you don't seem to have paid attention to, and that's quite a curiosity in the circumstances, considering that the rest of the affidavit has nothing to do with IDAC. Right, the other allegations, they have absolutely, fairly considered, have absolutely nothing to do with the mandate of IDAC, but the one that has is the one that nothing is done about. And again, it raises the question, what in fact was going on? Why this misdirection? And it cannot be oversight. It can't be. There was a deliberate decision to focus on the others. Hopefully we will find out why. But this speaks to, it was too inconvenient, maybe, to look at, or it was really not the focus of the intention of this affidavit and the investigation that follows. On the extreme end, it speaks to selective investigations and prosecutions, if this was overlooked.
I hear what you are saying, Commissioner Baloy. If you grant me the...
This summons that speaks to General Jacobs, when there is no basis whatsoever, that's one. Two, on a matter that on the face of it doesn't fall within your mandate, the issues about why he refused to return. I have to assume you have read these documents when you sign them. They are presented to you, you are briefed. I must assume you ask questions.
Yes.
Because you read them. Okay. What explanation? Because the Jacobs thing is very jarring. It doesn't arise from any of the documents in front of you. What questions did you ask about why he's there? If you didn't already know.
I did not already know, but if I can recollect my engagement with the investigator who brought the document for signature, is the explanation that I did provide, Commissioner Baloy, that they wanted to determine why he was not going back, why he couldn't go back, and because that would then either legitimate the deviation, that you have someone in the post who has now been moved, refuses to come back, and then that deviation becomes legitimate. But if the person is not in the post, but is being precluded from coming to the post, it means that the deviation in itself is irregular.
So
that is the engagement I had and recollect.
So you were told we are looking into the Jacobs matter because we have been informed that he's precluded returning into his post. Is that what you were told?
Yes, and that is why there have to be this deviation of an appointment of Lieutenant General Khumalo.
And the investigator who presents this to you and tells you this is whom amongst your investigators? I'm sure they didn't come as a team. Someone presents this summons to you. Who does? And who tells you that?
See, on the face of the summons, it is Investigator Mlambo.
Do you say that? Do you say that because it says inquiries?
No, I'm saying on the face of it, it is Investigator Mlambo.
Yeah, what I'm asking.
I cannot say that he was the only person. He came with the summons, and that he was the one who briefed me on all the details by himself.
So you
the chances are that Mr. Perumal would have briefed me with Mr. Mlambo because of the detail that I see in here.
The reason you mention Mr. Mlambo is what I wanted to check. The reason you mention him specifically is because at the bottom at page 1, it has him as the person to whom inquiries must be directed.
Correct.
That's why you suspect him.
Yeah, I said, but he would have brought the summons, but I do not say that he would of necessity have been the one that gave me this detailed briefing. There's a lot of detail in here.
Yes.
And I would expect that detail I got either from Mr. Perumal or from Mr. Padiachi with the leading investigators.
Okay, thank you.
In fairness to Mr. Mlambo did carry out a bit more of the administrative functions.
Yes.
And we cannot impute this to him.
So Chief Perumal and Colonel Padiachi, one of them or both of them would be the people that have compiled this list of what is required from the National Commissioner who's being summoned to an interview.
That is correct, Chair.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr.
Sorry, please make me understand this. You say Mr. Mlambo was on the administrative side, which is why you say the likelihood is that you would have been briefed by Colonel Padiachi or Chief Perumal. Looking at the foot of this page 3361, against inquiries where Mr. Mlambo's name appears, it says senior investigator.
Yes.
Make me understand why you say Mr. Mlambo was on the administrative side and therefore would not have been the one briefing you, even though this says he is a senior investigator.
On these documents, so what they would do is when there were summonses, they gave it to a central point. That was his duty, but he had other investigative duties where he took statements, engaged with witnesses, and so on in the other legs of the investigation. On this summons exercise, I use the word administrative exercise, but he's a senior investigator with senior investigative duties that he has conducted, and as part of the taskings of everything else in the team.
All right, thank you.
If I created the impression that he was an admin person with the rank of senior investigator, that is incorrect.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioners. Just on the last issue,